You again. Excellent to see you. You look terrific. We spoke last when you did Fist of the Condor in New York, which was great, and I really enjoyed it. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you perfectly.
Great. I just set my timer so I have an idea of the time. I know it's limited. I know everyone wants to talk to you.
Mhm.
Um, so we're talking again today to Marko Zaror. And when we last spoke, he had his terrific independent film, Fist of the Condor, had premiered in New York. We'll talk a little bit about that. But since then, you've been very busy. You were with
Yeah.
John Wick 4, international sensation, blockbuster. Amazing. I was at the New York premiere of that one. That was just insane. Um, and you've done a number of other films, of course, including one that I love, which is Diablo. I think Diablo is a phenomenal film together with Scott Adkins, someone we've spoken to. I think your acting in that movie is just amazing. That is, I don't know how that movie, I know it's the recent release, but a terrific film. And now we're on the heels of the release of your newest film, Affinity. So how have you been?
Very good, very good. Excited and happy and thankful for being in the business, working and yeah, I'm very excited, man.
Good, good. So tell me a little bit about Affinity. What was the genesis for this film? It's a small film, and tell me a little bit about the fact that I know you're heavily involved in the fight choreography in this film, which is really terrific.
Well, this movie started with the question about we're humans playing to be God, right? And we're creating AI robots, like cloning. And, so the big question started with me when I said, well, are we going to be able to replicate emotions? Are we going to be able to replicate affinity that is developed with the time of two human beings talking and with action, like how are we going to be able to replicate that? And then it's like, okay, how I can present this question or how I can, make an action movie that touch this theme. And that's how this movie started. And, I kind of wrote the story. Then with a team of people, we wrote the script. So I was involved in this movie since the very beginning. And yeah, and so I had a really clear vision on how I wanted the movie to happen and to shoot it, and the feeling that I wanted to present in this movie, that suspense and the influences and the movies that I like, like the Asian cinema and all that. So yeah, it was a very nice journey to make this movie. Uh,
I,
you
I
know,
think you described the project very well, and I think that one of the things is I thought of when I watched this project was when I interviewed Kung Lei, he said to me that, he's done a ton of movies and talented guy. And he said to me, no one wants to see him in a romantic film. He thinks if he does a romantic film, no, he couldn't sell that film. For you, it's a little bit different, right? I think you did a great job in this movie. This movie's not just a martial arts action film. It has the scientific, science fiction aspect of it, but it's a romance as well. There's a romantic quality, and that's a little bit different kind of a role for you than perhaps Diablo, or certainly than John Wick 4. Was the heart or the impetus of this movie more driven by is this a romantic movie that became a martial arts film, or a martial arts film that has romance in it, or did it all start as a blended recipe?
yeah, no, it was part of the challenge because if I'm talking about affinity, right? And I'm presenting that question, I needed to make sure that we can see that affinity in the movie before we present the question. So that's why the relationship between the characters, Joe and Fitch, these three friends, right? That this kind of family feeling and this relationship and this affinity that they have, right? And then you have this girl that arrives. So we needed to make sure we create that to understand that then, without spoiling the movie, I can make the question to this scientific guy and said, hey, you cannot recreate that. You may, yeah, maybe I don't want to spoil it, but you see where I'm going, right? So I needed to show that in order to present the question at the end. And of course, it's always into an action movie. The whole point is how through the action, the emotional lost, right? After having this strong connection, then they take it away. So then you'll do everything you can to recover that because this is the only thing as humans that we have that you cannot replicate. So you're gonna fight for it. You're going to do everything you can to fight for that. That's kind of what. So that's why, I think it's not one or the other. I think it's a blend thing.
I think that's a great way to describe it, and I think humanism is a great theme of what runs through the film. And I think one of the things that works really well in the film is you're very serious in the film. I think Louis Mandylor, who we've done covered a lot of his work together with Jesse V. Johnson. He's a unique character, and I think his role in the film, as the buddy aspect, but also to some degree the comic relief, is something that works really well in the film. Was that something that came out of your desire to do this with him, or how did it come about that Louis Mandylor ended up in this film? Because I think he really every time he's on the screen in this film is a very special moment.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, he's amazing, amazing actor. Like, Brandon is old friend of him, and that's great that he was able to make it happen. And but the idea was always, when I thought about Joe, that character, we needed someone that has that human element because the relationship between Joe and Bruno needed to be more than a friendship. It needed to be this kind of father figure with this. So it needed to have that emotional content that we really feel in the movie, that connection. And I think he was just perfect for it. It was like he did amazing. He's an amazing actor, and I learned so much from him. He helped me so much with my scenes too. So it was a blessing to work with him, man.
Yeah, it's a great choice. Great choice. There's a small cast in this movie, but the cast is really strong. Everybody holds their weight. I think it's a good balance to you, the different characters. Tell me, we have limited time. Tell me a little bit about the fight choreography, because the fight, this is this is not one of these epic franchise 3.5 hour films, right? It's a tight film, but yet there's a lot of fighting in it. There's a lot of action in it. So how did you come to the fight choreography in this film, and what was the concept that you brought to it?
Well, yes, the idea was always stay on character and making the fight, according to what's the stage of the character was in the film, right? And then using the stunt team from Thailand, they were amazing, and I gave them a lot of room to create and to show me things because I wanted to, I was there in Thailand. I wanted to use also their knowledge and their type of skills and weapons and all that and see how I can immerse myself in that world. So it was a co-creation and yeah, I'm very happy. And each fight I wanted to make it different. I wanted because we were in different stages of the character, in terms of how we approach the fight. So yeah.
And I think, again, without giving away too much, there is a lot of that because there's a development from the significant fight that happens early in the film and the stage that you're at in the movie to what happens later on in the more revenge driven or
Yeah.
mission driven fights. So there is difference. So and you did a great job with it. And we're talking today about Affinity, which is the newest release from Marko Zaror. As I indicated, it's got Louis Mandylor. It's a great unusual film in a world today where a lot of the films are very similar. This film has a mix of martial arts and romance and science fiction, and it's very topical in relationship to some of the questions that are on people's mind today about where our society is going and whether or not there'll be a future for human beings and sentient beings in our future. So you can look for that from Well Go USA later this month. I expect that it will be well received, and I appreciate you talking to us today. Um, Tell me, how has it been this, it seems like you're doing a lot of press for it. How has the early reception been for the film?
Amazing, amazing. I'm so happy that people, you have a vision, right? And then it takes time, and you finish your product, and it's cool to see that people were able to receive the message or the objective or you know the questions that motivate me to make the movie were there, and they were well received, and that's you can't ask for more than that. I'm so happy for that.
Well, when people do things for the love as opposed to only for the money, I think it comes through. It comes through in this film. It comes through actually in all of your films. All of your films have a unique aspect of Marko Zaror in there, and regardless of who those partnerships are, you've had many different partnerships. Like I said, from being able to be in small independent film, foreign films to the U.S. and being in big international blockbusters, you managed to hold your own in the screen. So I applaud you for that. And certainly always the fight and action scenes are great. We're going to wind down, and I thank you for talking to me. I do have one question. Can we look forward to Fist or sequel to Fist of the Condor? Is that something in the works, or is that something just in concept, or we don't know yet?
Yeah, we already have the story, we have everything. We just need Welgo to give us the green light.
Well, hopefully they will, because the first one was great, and all of your movies are terrific. And I definitely will. We posted our review earlier in the week, and it was really from the heart. I really enjoyed Affinity, as I enjoyed all your films, and I look forward to its success. And I look forward to talking to you when the next project comes along.
Thank you. I really appreciate it, man.
Very good, very good. I'm going to let you go because I know you're busy. A million people want to speak to you. You're a hot commodity. And Marko Zaror, thank you for talking to us today. And I wish you all the best in the future.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Do you believe?